and welcome back to Bows & Company. I am your host, Emily O, and I'm joined by my company for this week. My mom is here again. We are so happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And we are recording from the Lakehouse live from our summer setting. If you're joining us on video, we are sitting in our game room. Mm-hmm. It's a little evening recording session, very cozy, and we have so much to catch up with you all. I hope you had a fabulous 4th of July. I'm like, what day is it?
It's rough having a Tuesday, July 4th, and I feel like I've really discussed that with a lot of people.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's kind of a wackadoodle week.
I don't feel like most people are in favor of the Tuesday, July 4th.
I could not agree with you more, and I feel like this holiday started for us at least, and for many people on Friday, and we've just been going and going, and it's funny because it's going to be the weekend again before you know it. So
before you know it, and I think the whole country's tired.
The entire country is feeling exhausted. I couldn't agree with you more. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's the middle of the week.
I think it was smart for people who took off today.
I think more so than Monday.
But I think it was tricky because you wanted to have a long weekend. So if you were trying to travel, you left on Friday.
Yes.
Or maybe you took Friday. I don't know. I've been talking about it with anyone I saw all day long.
Anyone.
And Connor pointed out that next year is a leap year.
Yes.
So we're going to skip over Wednesday, July 4th. I don't know if this is factual. We think this.
Well, I hope it is.
But I also got my hair cut today.
Yeah.
And Katie, who cuts my hair, who I love, who's cut my hair for years, she also decided, even my voice sounds a little gravelly. You know,
I agree.
It's like the pollen and the tired.
Yes.
But she also agreed that I think Thursday is the best because you have Thursday for 4th of July, Friday, Saturday, and by Sunday you are done and you're recuperated and then you're ready to start the week on Monday. I think this is rough.
I don't think that many of us have been hit with such a large holiday right smack dab in the middle of the week and then immediately have to go back to work. I mean, I don't know how everyone is doing it. It is.
And sometimes, like, you know, we celebrate Christmas, and if Christmas happens at this time, maybe on a Wednesday, but nothing really occurs for the Christmas, New Year's.
Shut down
like,
for 2 weeks. Yeah,
you're hunkered down no matter what day it is. But this, wow. And I thought I would relax all day. I did not.
No, absolutely not. Everyone just, got back up and hit the ground running, and it came and went. But we're here today because we wanted to give a little Lakehouse update. Last week on the podcast, I had you as our company, and we called it, this was after we finished recording.
In the middle of the night, I thought of this.
Agenda. We have Terry's top 10 tips, and then Mom was like, and then there's Anne's agenda. But there is a crowd for every topic that we share here.
I don't think there are words of wisdom in Anne's agenda like there are in Terry's top 10, but I like the alliteration.
Yes, and we have had not only a big week with the holiday, but prior to that, you and I, that was a week ago.
I know.
Whoa, Mom, that is craziness. That flew by. That's what I'm saying. I'm having this hard time warp situation.
So
it's the summer.
When we were on the podcast last week, we were prepping for our move-in week with our self-imposed deadline to have it all ready for July 4th. And it was a big week.
It was a large week.
And we got it accomplished, and we enjoyed it this weekend, and we had company, and it was a great weekend.
It was. Do you want to kind of talk about, maybe we could do bows and lows from the move?
Oh. Spicy.
Because I feel like our bow would obviously if we zoom out, it would be in the lake, being here in the Lakehouse July 4th. But maybe let's narrow down to the move.
I have a good one. It's got a good ending.
Yes.
But last Tuesday, I cleaned all day long. So I was here and I was cleaning the kitchen on my hands and knees because it doesn't matter if you hire someone to clean, I don't believe that anyone can clean it as well as
I couldn't agree with you
yourself.
more. Yes.
So they had reinstalled some cabinets. So I was just kind of cleaning everywhere, reorganizing, whatever. I had to stay because the cable guy was coming between 4 and 5, which was awesome to just make sure, because we had no Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, we needed Wi-Fi.
Yes. So I hung around. I cleaned all day long. The crew, they were cleaning out their stuff. They're lickety-splickety. Everyone's running around. They're getting it done. Everyone is gone by 3:30. So I'm still hanging around cleaning, and the cable guy shows up. David was his name. He was very nice. And I walked around the corner. I was in the kitchen, and I walked around the corner, And I looked down on the floor where I had just been cleaning. So everything was spotless. And there was a splash of water, like a small little puddle on the ground.
Oh.
I looked up and there was a leak.
And this is how the whole problem started to begin with.
Yes. And that's why we were doing all of this, was because of a leak. So I look up and it's new construction. Well, the carpet had just gotten installed the day before. I had a company come and seal the carpet, and you have to stay off it for 4 hours. So they had come at 1. It was probably like 4:30 right now, and we have taped off the steps. I went running up the steps.
Flew up the stairs.
And luckily, all I saw, I was convinced that the whole place was flooded or something, was just a little half moon on the floor. We have laundry upstairs, and there was water on the carpeting. As I'm running upstairs, I am calling Nick, who I talked about before, and Nick was at home. Nick had been home for a while because now it's later.
Right.
And he fortunately lives about 20 minutes from here. He said, I will be there in 20 minutes. Go turn off the water.
For the whole house.
For the whole house. That's when I kind of put the brakes on, because we have a crawl space in our house. And so I have never been down in the crawl space, nor do I ever want to go down into the crawl space.
I've been there.
I don't want to go down there.
No, it's dark times.
Dark times. And one of the things that we want fixed in the next, they have it on slotted like in like 3 weeks, is to help us reroute the turn off to the water.
Okay.
Because the turn off to the water to the whole house is down in the crawl space, back in the farthest corner from the steps that you have to
Very
go down.
Convenient.
So you have to like crouch down. I don't know. I haven't been down there. I don't want to go down there. So David, the cable person, Spectrum cable, was sitting on the steps, just working on his wires and connecting. And I come like a lunatic. There was also the builders had hired a cleaning crew, and there was a man here who was with a crew, and they were doing some cleaning. So I open the door and I say, David, I have a huge favor to ask you. There is a leak right now, and I need somebody to turn off the water. And since you're right here,
hello, you.
Yes, is there? Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
You have been selected, chosen,
the winner. And I said, can you please, I'm begging you, can you go turn off the water? He's looking at me like a little kid.
Aw.
He's looking back and he goes, okay, where is the shut off? And I said, it's in the crawl space, kind of where you are, yet still very far from where you are.
Very far back in that dark corner. I need you to go there. Thank you.
And he's sitting on the steps with his cable helmet on.
Yeah.
And his yellow vest. And he's looking up at me like his brow is furrowed. And he goes, I really don't want to do that. And I said, nor do I. Oh my God. I said, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it either.
Oh my God, same.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, not it.
Yeah.
And I said, but you're already almost there.
Oh my God.
And I said, can I pay you?
Yeah,
Can I
right,
give
of
you
course.
He's like, I really don't want to do it. Well, with that, the cleaner, who must have been eavesdropping, and clearly the reason I'm cleaning is because he maybe wasn't cleaning or something. He's listening.
He seemed to be everywhere in the past couple days.
He really
came
liked
11
talking.
times to the house.
He did.
And when you told me that, I actually started laughing. I go, 11 times?
11 times. I'm like,
times.
what?
This man came to the house to clean.
Yes.
It's like, what?
He pops right around the corner. He goes, I'll go. And he was a large man. It's a little crawl space. Well, David, the cable guy, skedaddled up off the steps.
Oh, so Todd the cleaner did it.
Todd went down there. He didn't turn off all the way, but I will say that David, the cable guy, assisted him, and I did give him a tip because I traumatized him, and then I think he felt bad that he didn't totally help, but he did help because he kind of guided Todd.
He was already maybe down there.
Yeah, the cleaner.
Yeah.
So that was my low, because then Nick, the contractor, came, and he was panicked.
Oh, I'm sure.
And there was just a little leak up on the ceiling, and he said, okay, we at least have the water off. He's secured. I don't know what he said, but I felt confident.
Yes.
But I went to bed on Tuesday night fully convinced that when I showed up on Wednesday, they would have cut out all the drywall, and they did not have to. It turns out that when they were hooking up the washing machine up there, they forgot a washer.
Oh. Okay, I don't know what any of that means, but
it's just a little piece to put it on, and the connection wasn't good. Frightening that if I hadn't been there, then
it could have been completely all underwater.
A disaster. And with the new carpet, and it doesn't take much. Like a little bit of water can cause a lot of damage.
It's so crazy how destructive water can be.
Isn't that the truth?
It is. It is.
So when I came the next day, they had to just patch. They fixed the problem, and then they cut a little bit of new drywall, and it was fine
because
by Friday.
So this happened on Monday.
No, it happened on Tuesday, and then Wednesday.
Oh, I guess we came up
you
Wednesday.
And I showed up, and I didn't actually sleep well because I just kept thinking, I hope the ceiling doesn't fall through. I hope.
Right, yep, another house underwater.
Yes, all that, and with the new carpet. And when we got there, it was fine,
and nobody seemed concerned, and the hole was patched.
They were concerned Tuesday night. But,
I'm sorry.
Wednesday,
yes, of course.
Yes.
Wednesday morning when we showed back up, the problem had been resolved, and I was very happy that hurdle had been jumped because.
So home projects are just never dull. There's always something with a home project.
And extremely unpredictable. Mm-hmm. You know, like you follow all the steps, you think you're doing it correctly, and just one little thing can.
Yes. And I will say, I made sure, and this is always just a good tip after you've had stuff installed. Like I ran the washing machines again, the dishwashers.
While the guys were still here. Just to make sure things were.
Because I was afraid.
Yeah, no, and that's a great tip because you want to make sure, like, yes, it's installed. It looks pretty, but, like, can it all work?
Right.
Yes.
And we still have a punch list with things, but the big majority. And then I learned from my neighbor that, because we want to make this turn off accessible. So that if we're gone for the weekend or whatever, we can just shut the water off completely. And apparently there is some device that you can attach to your water shut off and control it with an app.
She was telling us about this.
Yes.
And she
and
can even
different brands and
monitor the showers for her kids and like shut it off. Or if they're on vacation and like a faucet's running by accident, you get an alert, which like modern technology is so
right.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we had that app when the original pipe had burst? Your phone would have exploded because it would have been so overwhelmed with the amount of water that was running.
Correct.
Yes. So you're going to get that.
I'm going to get that. And they're installing that in a few weeks.
Well, that's good to hear. I feel like we have a lot of like precautions in place to keep things working and running and not running water, just, you know, keeping the water unrunning.
It is tricky when unrunning. It is tricky when you have an older home.
Yes.
And you're doing new stuff and you're kind of updating. We got rid of baseboard heating and it's forced air now. So I don't know. There's a lot of things, but
so that was your low of the move-in.
Yes.
Would you say, of course. And then I would say the bow for the move-in was, I mean, it was just a memorable 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. The designer and the decorator were here, Debbie and Allison, and they showed up and they were here from 9 to 4 on both days. And they saw the whole move through. And I learned a lot. I felt like I
learned a lot.
Everyone's, you know, assistant if they needed water or coffee or a fluffed pillow, perhaps.
Yeah,
I made all the beds with Allison. Yes. But what was your bow if you could pick one moment? And that might be really hard. But from the 2 days of the move-in.
I think that my favorite thing is I love all of our artwork that we have.
Yes.
But I thoroughly enjoyed the ease and the speed and the efficiency. And it all just kind of fell into place. We walked around and we just placed the artwork in different spots. For instance, this used to be in my bedroom, our bedroom, and now it's here. And I feel like our artwork is really shining more.
I couldn't agree with you more. We did not add any additional artwork. We might get a few pieces for the powder room, but everything that we have on the walls now was in the existing home. And the way that the artwork has taken on a new life and it just is sparkling differently. And that's just because we've placed it in new spots and we've, you know, arranged it differently. And I feel like it's really getting highlighted so much better. And not that it wasn't before, but it looks fresh.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. Like beautiful, I love that artwork.
I love that up in our bedroom because I would wake up and look at that. But I really like it here because you walk in the front door and you see it.
Yes. So that was also really just fabulous, moving the artwork around.
Maybe that is something, I'm just thinking about our house right now. Even if you just need to perk things up in your house, this is a little Anne's tip.
Oh, I love it. Approved by Anne.
But maybe, I've never done it, but maybe just if you felt like it or if your house is getting painted, like take the artwork down and rearrange it.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the house feels completely different, and I would say one of the main reasons is because of the artwork. The artwork is really anchoring each room way more than I feel like it was prior to, and we didn't have to purchase anything new. So I think just looking at what you have,
a couple other pieces right now, which you guys can't see, but that one is the same artist, I think.
It seems like a cousin or a sister to this one.
It's the same artist. I clearly have a style that I like, but I think that's kind of a cool thing. If somebody was in the mood, they could take all their artwork down and come in with fresh eyes and move it around.
Yes, and that's kind of, where our decorator and designer came into play, because when you're looking at the same thing over and over and you've had it placed in one spot, it is difficult to take a step back.
Well, and it does help to have somebody else, a friend, decorator, somebody else, just see what they think. And I am not a breezy person. We've talked about, I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, but I've told my friends before, I'm just not breezy.
No.
And I was very open because I trust my decorator.
But she's also not a breezy person.
No, we're very similar.
So that's why I think that it was working so well, because no one really in the group was breezy. I mean, like,
we are not breezy.
I'm saying the decorator firm, right. Like they're not very organized, and that's what makes them so good at their job.
Which is what I love. Yes, we can't.
And that's what makes you. Is we don't want you to be breezy. You're the rock of this family. Like,
there's no like flying by the seat of my pants.
No.
Right.
And if you are about to be breezy, there's an announcement made. Like, I am.
It's been
entering
scheduled.
a breezy time, and everyone is aware of it. And even then, I feel uneasy with your breeziness. So, Debbie, the designer, is not breezy, but that's what made her kind of making these decisions and coming in with a pair.
That's why I like her so much.
Yes.
And I do think it's hard for people like myself who are not breezy to just say, okay, tell me. But I'm in this situation, I really value her professionalism and her skills.
Yes.
So it was liberating to just say, just do what you would do, and I'm sure I will like it. And I liked it, how she rearranged things.
Yes. And obviously, like, then you take a step back and there's input. But for the most part, all of her decisions, I mean, she does have a trained eye, and she's gone off of what you love,
Right. I mean, it was using my things and everything, and she knew what I liked.
Exactly.
So that would be I'm going to say the artwork thing was really my favorite part of the move.
Yes, I would agree with that. And what was my favorite part of the move? I really enjoyed the moment when the new pieces started coming into the house.
That was really fun.
Exciting.
It was not fun when the stuff was coming back from the storage unit.
No, there was a moment.
That was to shut the door.
Thursday, and it got really, really hot. There's a heat wave moving through Ohio. It got really hot on Thursday, and the movers who were there on Wednesday showed back up because they had picked the items up from the storage unit and were bringing it back in. And there was just so much. We don't have a lot of stuff in this house. Like, it's a vacation home. There was so much stuff coming into the home, and we were kind of wilting, and I was like, I don't know if this house is going to get done. So I went and got everybody coffee and cookies, and by the time I came back, things obviously it was fine, but that wasn't. There were so many lamps coming into the house. Why were there so many lamps, Mom?
So many lamps. And
it was a huge takeaway from the whole move is I'm like, we have so many lamps.
I don't know why.
It's kind of funny, though.
It was kind of funny. And I'm saving some for your potential apartment soon,
right,
and Elizabeth. But, when you're in the midst of a big project, and everyone knows that, like, even if you're cleaning out your closet, it gets worse before it gets better.
True.
So I felt like we kept shifting stuff, too. So we have it went into 2 rooms, one of which was the garage. And then I was able to then isolate just the garage and clean that out. And it wasn't even a lot of stuff, but nobody wants the tools coming back. And I did it. I mean, I'm like, that's ugly. I like that new piece of furniture better than that.
I know. It's funny when you don't see it for a little bit. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't picture it now anymore. But like you said before, most of the items that we have, well, for sure on the first floor, it's all the existing furniture. It's just been reworked. Really, the only new items include a beautiful desk that's at the front of the family room. A new chair and accessories all on top of that, and then this gorgeous new coffee table that is much bigger than the other one. And then again, we kind of pushed all the furniture back to make the room even wider and reworked the artwork. I will have a full tour on my YouTube channel, so obviously you can see the visuals. As fun as it is for me to describe the floor plan to you guys, which I know it is, there will be visuals coming soon. But it was even like fun to, I always love when the porch gets set up. You did the whole porch, like this was 2 years ago, was a new porch, or last year?
I think it was 2 years.
Even Debbie walked in and she was like, oh my gosh, and the porch. I just love it. And it's the same furniture that we've had for 2 years, but it just looked fresh.
And we painted it and rescreened it and got a new door.
Oh, yes. The actual physical frame
I think that really helped.
You're right. And we took those blinds off, which we never used, which I thought was good. Made everything look fresh. And
so we're just still kind of waiting for.
Yeah, what else is?
Shower doors.
Oh, I completely forgot about the shower doors. The second floor is, I love it.
I love it.
I just love it.
I just stood in the hallway and just looked down.
It was your vision that you've had since the moment we bought the house 6 years ago. And I love it so much.
I just love it. And it was so fun to take my parents around. They've all seen, like my family has seen it in stages as the construction was happening.
Right.
But my sister and her family and my brother and his family. So that was really fun to show it because they knew we were excited about it.
And I was saying to Elizabeth earlier, I just feel like now the house feels very like sophisticated and kind of like finished and established and almost, I feel like the bedrooms feel a lot more like custom. So those are some of the adjectives I would use to describe the home. Not that anyone asked, but
I like it. And it was fun because we did have obviously our family, and then we had some company, and it was nice because they had their own private space.
Oh yeah, we had Claire and Connor's friends come and stay with us for the 4th, and they're married. So to have everyone have their suites basically was so much less pressure at night because I was like, oh, I don't have to.
It was really nice.
Let me just take 40 minutes to wash my face. No, not actually, but like.
No, it was nice to have the bedrooms filled up, and we had people here sleeping overnight.
And like you said, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said earlier, we're still waiting on some shower doors. That would be like probably the last big thing. So my bathroom, Elizabeth's bathroom, and then the twin bathroom still have shower doors. Yeah. So we're just waiting for shower doors. But that's
the other thing. I did use California closets. I don't know why. I've used them in the past.
I didn't think that was out of pocket for you.
No, I mean, I'm sure that there are, people listening have other closet. I don't know. That's just been my go-to when I've done a project. I've never been disappointed by them. And I love their work.
They do great work.
And they were scheduled in September. I think I said this before, and it got moved up. So it's in the end of July.
That was really great.
In the meantime, I think we talked about this before. We just put like a little clothing rack in your closet and Elizabeth's closet. So those are the big things. And we have some landscaping that needs to get finished.
I know, but they even came the other day, and the grass is such a resilient plant, because
I'm looking at it right now.
If you told me, I'm looking at it too. If you told me Wednesday, Thursday that this, the grass was going to have to be ready for the show, I would have been like, he's not going to make it. And they came, I think on Thursday and maybe Friday.
They laid sod. Some people
I don't care what they laid. Okay, it looks great, and there was
blended in
sprinklers going, and they cut it all down, and it's the same level. And I just want to say shout out to grass because hardy. And we've also there was rain on Saturday and Friday, so that also I think helped. But you have a lot of evergreens or not evergreens, boxwood. What is that?
That's an evergreen.
Yeah. So I think that's also kind of a resilient plant. Perhaps
potentially, I think you're right.
Just my thoughts.
So that will be the last thing, but I'm not too crazy about getting that done. But
I guess the backyard, like on the new side of the house, needs it. But you don't even notice it, especially coming from the water, because you're looking at the patio.
And really, the landscaper is amazing. He took the stuff out, and we've been watering it. So we're hoping that a lot of it can get replaced.
Yes, and I was just thinking of a tip that I think that you should share with everyone is how you transferred the sheets and duvet covers to the home.
Well, I think that was Debbie's idea, and it was a good one. I ironed all of the duvet covers, and then I hung them on hangers. Mm-hmm. And then I just took a cute little card that I had, and I wrote where it was going.
Yes.
And because when you put the comforter, I mean, even if you're taking your kids to school or moving,
college, right? If you're moving them into college.
And I've done this in the past, and you put the duvet on the comforter and you shove it as gracefully as you can into like a hefty bag or something. It's all wrinkled.
Mm-hmm. It's all wrinkled. All that work.
I'm actually embarrassed that I had never thought about this before. So I don't even know if people are ironing. If you get it out of the dryer and whatever, and it doesn't have wrinkles, just fold it and hang it over a hanger.
Yep.
And transport it that way if you have to transport your duvet cover. And it was extremely organized. We could then just hang them for whatever room it was going to.
I thought it was a great idea.
And then you can just put the duvet in on the bed, and it was great.
Yeah. So I thought that was, as it was happening, I was like, okay, we have to tell the podcast this. Because, moving into an apartment, but mostly moving into a college dorm, if you're driving, if you're flying, that's a separate issue.
And I just labeled everything. So then I had huge Contractor trash bags.
Yes.
Because they're taller, and bedding takes up a lot of space. So I had to go, we went to the storage unit a week or two ago and got all of the bedding that we could from where we could sit and brought it home. And I was weeding through it, and because some of it had water damage, but I washed stuff and everything. And then I just labeled the Contractor bags. So when we arrived on Thursday, the second day, we could just deliver them to the correct room, and we just put it in the closet. And then you and Allison went around and started making the beds.
Yes. And Allison and I, that was a really great synopsis of the whole bed making thing. To piggyback off of that, you were doing obviously the pressing and the organizing and the, hanging of it all. And then I made the beds with Allison. And I wanted to make the beds with Allison because I wanted to see how she was going to make, learn, And obviously I've put duvet covers in. When I lived in my apartment in college, it was a twin bed. So, a lot of work over here. But she had a really interesting way. How do you put a duvet cover on or in?
Well, I usually lay the duvet on the bed.
Yeah.
And then I shimmy the insert in, and I grab the corners. And then there's a little hook, and then I tie it in each corner. And then I kind of pull it down and shake it out a little bit and hold the corners as I shake it. Was there a better way?
Okay, I guess we did that. She had an interesting way where she laid the duvet down first, and then the
cover or the insert?
The insert, and then flipped the duvet, not the insert, the spread.
Well, the duvet is actually the cover, the duvet. And
the
then
duvet
you got
cover.
The insert. Mm-hmm.
And then she turned it inside out, and then we tied it on the first, and then we flipped it back in so that it just fell straight into the duvet cover.
Oh, that's a better way.
And then we did the other sides and then shook it out. Yeah.
I'm going to do it that way.
I thought it was interesting.
And then once when I was in Serena and Lily, one of the stores, I said, how come your beds look so amazing? Plush. And they use 2 inserts. I did on one of the bedrooms because the duvet insert that I had was wimpy looking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Claire had an extra one. I layered 2, and it looks fabulous. Oh, can I tell an amazing logistics?
Please.
Bow?
Oh, yes. I forgot about this. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead. Please share. Please.
Okay. Again, it's kind of just a mindless story, but this has been my whole week, so I'm just going to share it.
Yes.
Okay. When we first bought the house, we bought a king bed and a bed frame. I can't remember if I've told this before. Then a few years later, we redecorated. So the movers put it down at the end, and we kind of walked into the bedroom, and it took up the whole room.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody didn't know what to do with this bed, so they just shoved it in this room.
Right.
And I didn't like it at all.
No, it just overwhelmed the room. It looked like it was misplaced.
Right. It was ridiculous. So I called Claire, and Claire and Connor have been talking about getting a king-size bed, and I bought them for their shower king-size bedding that they had picked out.
Yes.
So the bedding has been sitting in our basement ready, but they don't know what to do, and understandably so, with their queen bed. They're in an apartment. How do they get rid of it? It's not that old. All this kind of stuff.
Just don't want to deal with it right now. There's a lot going on.
Exactly.
I get it.
Totally get it. I called her up, and I said, would you have any interest in this king-size mattress and the bed frame?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, of course I would. So this is so amazing logistics-wise. I love this kind of stuff.
I love it.
The movers took the bed apart and the mattress. They put it back on the truck. The next morning, on Thursday morning, they first went to Claire and Connor's apartment, and they unloaded. Luckily, she was able to be at home. She had a phone call, and she did it from home. They unloaded the king-size bed and the mattress, and they brought the queen mattress and bed frame to us.
Yep.
It was
the slickest switcheroo that we could have done, and it just worked out seamlessly, and it solved both problems at once. Rarely does that happen.
Rarely.
Yeah, and in that quick timing as well.
So
now they have a king bed. We have their queen in the current bedroom here, It fits perfectly. They don't have to go. They didn't have to get like, I mean, because that was, of course, that's a lot of work. You have to get movers to get the bed, take the bed out, put the bed back in.
Yes.
I'm like, what? Like, I'll just sleep on the couch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this. Okay? I get it. It's a lot of work.
No.
Moving is a ton of work. Getting new furniture is a ton of work.
Just a white bed frame. She took a picture. It looks fantastic. I said, I've got pillows. You can have the pillows.
Yeah.
It was magnificent. And the other thing is the nightstands wouldn't have worked.
The nightstands and the matching lamps, going to the lamps again. A lot of lamps would not have fit. And that's kind of what gives it the charm, is the sweet little bed with the wall coverings and the double nightstands. So it was a low turned bow very quickly, and we just solved 2 birds with 1 stone.
I was happy for everyone.
Me
and
too.
I got the bedding out of my basement, put it in Elizabeth's car, and she gave it to Claire at work. Downtown.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It was magnificent.
We kept telling everyone, we're like, we have a listen to this bed story. They're like, okay, all right, you two, let's get out of the house and get away from us. Yeah, no, it was funny. We were really in our own little world those 2 days. I feel like I've been in my own world since last Tuesday. I don't know what's going on. I love it. I want to stay in this little world.
I feel very insulated. I feel like it's all I can think of. It's just like when you're in a big project and you're in the midst of it.
It really was a nice, I feel like it's been, I don't know, like a little just
kind of a vacation retreat feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the culmination. I mean, it's just like anything in life that you're working on for a long time. And when you see it all the way through to the end.
I was happy for Debbie though, because walking away on Thursday, like it was you could just see her. It was a sense of accomplishment for everyone. I'm like, this is wait, can we tell the funny story about, I don't know if we're allowed to.
I thought about this. You mean about the.
Can I tell it?
Yes.
Okay. It's funny. So
we just won't use any names.
No, we won't use any names. It's not like a bad story. Like I think other people would find it funny in the neighborhood. So, so we have just had this wonderful day of moving in, and we're all so happy, and the house is done. And so we are helping the decorator and the designer carry their extra bags to the car, and we're just rehashing and talking. So we're loading things into their car, and we're hugging, and it's going into a holiday weekend, and we're so happy the house is done. We can't wait to show the family. It's just a great moment. Out of the corner of my eye, I kind of see something like coming towards me, but I'm just living in the moment, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're just hugging, and I'm hugging you, and I'm like, okay, this is getting closer. And then I turn, and it's our neighbor who lives a couple houses away, and he's on his golf cart. And we're having a moment.
Yes.
At full speed on his golf cart towards us, and he goes, ah! And he pretends like he's gonna hit us, and
it's a thing that he does.
And he sometimes does it with his actual car.
It's scary. I told you all to be careful, and he's coming right at us, and he's going and we're all looking at him like we think we're gonna get hit, and then I thought I was
doing
jump into her trunk.
Yeah, and we all just kind of stare at him, and we're like, hello, and then he just takes off and doesn't say anything.
Yeah. And
he does it. You've been on walks with Dad before, and in his actual vehicle he will do that.
He drives toward you. How is that funny?
I can't make this stuff up.
And I'm on alert. I know what his car looks like, and he does it in his golf car, he does it in his car, and he does it over and over for years and years.
You guys, I wish I had it on videotape, because it was actually funnier in person than how we're describing it. And we were all just and Debbie and Allison didn't really react because they don't know who this person is, right?
And they were facing him, and I knew it was coming, and I thought he's gonna have better judgment. He's going to just curve and go home, and he
probably was going full speed on a golf cart, and he's in a white linen shirt, this really tan guy. He's driving. What are you doing to us right now? And then we all just look at him, and he keeps going.
Debbie's like, oh my gosh, who is that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We're like, it's our
silly funny guy.
Yeah, it's our neighbor. Yeah. He kind of chases after people.
Oh my gosh.
It was really funny.
He's actually a really nice guy, and he means well.
It was just a funny moment, of all the times to do it.
And the screams.
That was funny. So then after the move, we rolled right into the holiday weekend. And I don't want to just go through our agenda.
I would say the overall vibe of the weekend was wonderful. And I think mostly because we kept thinking it was going to rain all the time.
Yes, we did think it was going to rain. I don't know how weather was like other places. I was kind of following along on social media and it seemed to be pretty nice everywhere. But the forecast at the start of the week, and even with the move, I was like, this could be, I mean, moving is already, you know, a big task, and then doing it in the rain, I was hoping that, you know, it wouldn't happen. So it
didn't. So that's good.
But it only rained on Saturday.
I mean, yesterday was gorgeous.
Oh my God.
It was gorgeous. And
gorgeous.
I feel like for a week, I mean, my mom's been worried about the weather because, you know, why not worry about something you can't control?
I talk about the weather all the time. I think
So
I've brought this up on the podcast before. I love talking about the weather. If you don't
So
know a
do I.
person, let's talk about the weather. How are you? The sun, crazy. The heat, yeah, muggy.
And when you are, and my mom was hosting. So if you are hosting and you're entertaining, it is natural to be concerned about it. And I was happy for everyone because it was gorgeous weather.
It was yesterday was out of a movie.
It was.
I say this I think this every year, but it's truly just a magical day, July 4th. And there was at one point, and I will have a whole vlog, so definitely go check out on my YouTube channel, like, you know, the whole weekend. But I was sitting on the beach in the afternoon after we had just had this wonderful day, and I'm sitting next to my youngest cousin, Peter. Shout out to Peter. And we're watching this egg toss, and I turned to him and I said, you know, I don't think that the rest of the world takes July 4th so seriously. And he said, it's my Christmas. And which was so sweet.
Cute.
And I said, no, like we have had the exact same schedule for 23 years. And we're like this with most holidays.
And longer before you were born. We did it.
I'm sorry, of course. Longer than, yes. Only coming from my perspective, totally longer. It's been happening. And for him, 18 years. Is he 18?
Right. He's 18.
Yeah, 18 years. But no, I do love that about, I'm not just saying our family, but our extended family as well, is how much we take holidays so seriously, the traditions that we have. And we've talked about this before. And just the schedule of each day. And even if we tweak it a little bit, like we all were freaking out. Like we told Peter, we're like, oh, we're not doing the after dinner boat ride. We're just going to do it before dinner. And he's like, what? Like we always do the after. So I was like,
that was
then I
our
took a step back
mix-up.
and I zoomed out and I was like, I think we all need to like kind of take a chill pill here because I think we're getting really serious on our holiday schedules. But that's what I love about it.
Oh, and it's really fun. And my nephew is married and his wife has come, you know, over the years.
Yes.
And her cousins were in town, so that was fun to have them.
And Eric and Perry, two of Claire's great family friends, were so close to them. We've known them for years. They came up too, which was nice.
My niece's friend was in town, so she joined as well. And you can't not have a fun time. There's a beautiful little parade that we watch that just feels
in
like
the morning.
Little hometown.
Yeah, totally.
And that's really fun. And I don't know.
Lunch at
Grammy's lunch. I don't know what it is.
It's iconic.
It's like magic lunch meat or something.
It's the best sandwich.
It is always the best sandwich. I think it's because she also has Fritos and stuff that we don't normally.
Totally.
Cheetos.
No, but even like the lunch meat that she like, what kind of, she gets stuff that we don't normally have, like bologna.
It's great.
It's so good. White bread. You know, you're like, let's have some white bread.
Right. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Pickles.
And really, it's amazing because she served us 2 meals yesterday.
And like complicated meals too.
Right. And I called her today and I was very gracious and appreciative because that's a lot of work. 2 meals.
She was like, there was handmade, or not handmade, but you know, they're all handmade.
Homemade.
Like
homemade.
Oh my God, guys. I just said handmade as if it was a craft.
Right.
Okay, Emily.
She sewed us deviled eggs.
Yeah. So homemade deviled eggs for lunch. Like everything was just so, the dinner was good. The macaroni salad. It was just so Grammy. I just love like the certain recipes that she makes like really remind, like I'm like, oh,
they're so good.
Joyce in a salad or whatever it is. But she did put a ton of effort into the meals.
She always does.
But I felt like this year in particular, she really, Joyce, you brought your A game. Nobody even said that you had to. You just took it upon yourself. But
she did a great job. And I think I sat with her. She was down at the beach for a long time.
Yeah, she did come down to the beach.
And she went to the parade. So
she had like a huge day.
She do
She
that.
was exhausted today.
I talked to her today.
Yeah.
And she was tired, but like a normal tired. She didn't sound.
What a queen.
A queen.
And
we all does the dishes. I mean, we help a little bit, but not tremendously.
Right.
And she just. Yeah. And then we saw fireworks last night.
We did see fireworks. Yeah. And then, we were on. Dad got up at like 7 a.m. and he does the whole beach setup. Takes our Serena and Lily chairs down, which I can link on my Bose & Company. And
he's the first one there. There isn't anyone. I think he maybe causes hysteria for people because he gets down there. But I like that he does it. I don't even say anything. He gets down there. He sets it up. He took pictures to bring back to show me that he had done it well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I don't know. The day just went off without
gift also that he does that.
It is.
Because it's a nightmare. And then the whole day, he just says to everybody, don't worry, I'll get it later.
And he did. He cleaned up the whole thing at the end of the day. I didn't even know when it happened, frankly.
I brought trash and maybe one other thing back, but that was it. And I love my 4th of July towels.
Yes, I love when those came out. And you rolled them and put them in a basket down at the beach.
Pretty cute.
Like, good God, are we in a Serena Lily magazine right now? What's going on? I just obviously romanticize everything, but hard not to.
I've had those for a number of years. I think we should see. Those were from Pottery Barn. I don't know if they have them anymore.
Everyone always asks me where the flag mugs are from, and they're from
Pottery Barn,
but they don't sell them anymore. Yeah, and the only one that's similar was from Williams-Sonoma. Yes. So I would always link those, and then those are not available. So I need to do some more research because there's some of not only the fact are they cute because they have a flag on it. Aside from the flag, they're really good mugs. I just love them. How wide they are, and so I need to find a good alternative.
Now I'm afraid I'm going to break some.
Well, yeah, be careful because you can't replace them. I can't find them anywhere. Which such a general. You know what I mean? A flag mug seems like something that should be.
And I really like the Pottery Barn version better.
Me too, than the Williams-Sonoma.
They're cute. The Williams-Sonoma
they're not
ones
even available
cute,
anymore,
but they're not available either.
It's crazy. I know. But yeah, it is Dad's favorite holiday, July 4th. And
he loves it.
All of so Dad, Dan, my uncle, Matt, my uncle, Connor, who else?
The nephews.
And then the nephews.
The boy cousins.
The boy cousins all have matching flag shorts, and they all wear them for every flag holiday, which is really cute. And then
really
they kind of put their own twist and style onto it, whether it's a braided belt or it's a checkered top or a stripe, whatever it is.
And you never know what they're gonna do, and it looks really cute.
And they put their own spin on it. But yet there's this undertone of matching, and it's just great to see. So that's also something that's really fun.
It is cute.
And Julia my aunt and uncle took us out on their boat, which was really nice. We always do that, and we jet skied around, which was lovely. So I don't know, it was just a family friendly fun time, and I loved it.
I loved it too.
I loved it, and I love you.
I love
So yeah, now we're just gonna kind of roll into the next weekend because there's highs and pits and peaks of it being on a Tuesday. Exhaustion would be a low for today, but also the fact that we're halfway to the weekend again. So
I know
maybe people are just kind of making it like a whole weekend of fun and just rolling into maybe take a nap and then get back out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Yeah.
No, I mean, we're going out tomorrow night with friends.
You are?
We are.
Well, then I was maybe, okay.
So it's already the weekend.
Maybe I'll go to Alyssa and I were kind of talking about going to a Guardians game, but then I was like, maybe we should rest. But why?
Why? You'll
never be this young again. Get out there, ladies.
And we have a summer party on Saturday
You do?
night. Yes.
Wait, what is going on? Okay, Ann and Terry's social calendar? I can't.
I know.
I had plans Friday, Saturday, but I wasn't sure about tomorrow.
No, I mean, it's the weekend.
It's the weekend. It's the summer. You know what? July is Julying. I felt like June gave up. I don't know what happened in June with the weather.
This nice weather.
But July is doing its job, and we are here for it.
Yes,
and we thank you.
I think, too, because we have our house ready.
It feels like summer.
Feels like it.
I know.
And it has been cruddy weather. So
I would agree with that. So, okay, I think that's our show for today. We have rumbled enough. And, little switcheroo in the schedule, but we'll obviously get back to it on Monday with other topics.
At least we still got one out here.
I know. It's at least we still, and honestly, the way everything moved, we were moving up until Friday and then we rolled right into the weekend. So I just wanted to live in the moment. But we're back now. And also, if you want other updates, be sure to follow me on all of my other socials, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you want to see the visual of the moving experience, then there's a vlog up for you to watch.
How wonderful. I think I'm going to go put my jammies on.
No, I think I'm going to bed right now. I'm so tired. My body hurts from the jet ski, and I think I got a little sunburnt.
These are all wonderful problems.
No, but I feel like summer, Yes. I feel like summer.
You got a little sun on your chest.
I never get sun on my chest. I never get sun, period.
Everyone, make sure you wear your sunscreen.
I had massive amounts of sunscreen on, but I was out from 12 to 6, so, bound to happen.
I also tried to...
My freckles came out, my curls.
I know.
Who am I? I'm like this...
I love it. Summer gal.
Beachy North Coast, mover. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
One other thing, I guess I'm not quite ready to get off.
Oh yeah, sure.
Elizabeth and I were at Target last week and we got a new sunscreen called Native.
Oh, I didn't hear this.
And it's in a nice container, but it's got a lot of zinc.
Yeah.
The problem is you have to really blend it in because like Dad puts it on and it's his face, you know, you can see the lotion all over his face. Yeah. It's not blended. So it does have a lot of zinc, but it's in a cool container. It's white and navy.
Okay, I'll link it. I'll share it with everybody.
I mean, I don't know. I know nothing other than Elizabeth picked it and I like the container.
Oh, I love it.
I think it's more mineral based.
Yeah, that's supposed to be really good for you. I also got this glow stick that was like in some PR package and it's like a stick and you put it on. It's like sunscreen.
Ugh, how does it feel though? Is it like
I don't even feel it, but it's supposed to make you glowy. Did I look glowy?
You know what? You looked darling. I mean,
okay. Well, I don't know if it worked. I used it for like one afternoon.
I don't know how I would like that texture.
No, I didn't put it on my arms. You put it on like your nose and your cheekbones and like your décolletage, and it's supposed to be like.
I don't know if it worked because your nose is red.
Okay, so
don't red.
Don't get that stick. Sometimes you don't always need to be influenced.
That's the only thing I see is like a little bit on your nose.
Yeah,
it's red. Maybe.
It's mostly just
reapply.
Yeah, I think it was just like freckles. It's
you
like
guys
it's like
throwing footballs too.
I know.
Maybe your arm's sore from that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, Did
you go in the water?
I didn't jump in the water.
I didn't think that you would jump it. Wait, what do you mean, like run and jump in the water?
Oh, you're meaning on the beach? I thought you meant on the boat.
No,
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I see.
Could you imagine me like pulling a neighbor? Running into the water.
I just meant like, I saw Claire and Perry. They were standing in the water.
Yeah. I waded into the water.
Okay,
probably up to my hips. I didn't jump.
I see. And you didn't jump also off the boat.
No, because
that always makes me nervous anyway.
I don't know. And we were really far out, so I will kind of dip the sharks in the lake, right? Of course, all of the sharks. But I will jump in if it's closer to the shore. I don't know why I think that that's better, but like in case something happens, if I'm in the water, then I know that I can swim to shore. Mm-hmm. But if I jump in and I was with probably 20 people, so I could have jumped in, but you know, I have my own rules.
I like them though. That's good. Also, I'm just reviewing yesterday in my mind, and I feel like people that are listening would like to know that I have a new swimming suit that I love.
Oh, yes. Share. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wrap the show up earlier.
I can't think of the last time that I've ever uttered those words. I actually have two swimsuits. I have one swimming suit that I have had different colors in for years, and it's a Ralph Lauren.
Yes.
You know the one I'm talking about.
I do know the one that you're talking about.
And it just goes straight across, and it ties around the neck. However, sometimes my neck hurts because
it's so tight.
Yeah, you just tie it, and it just,
I don't love stuff like that.
Like it gets a little achy on my neck.
Totally.
But I love the swimming suit. But I found it popped up on my Instagram. I don't even know the name of it, but maybe we could link that. And I just wore like a white Tommy Bahama cover up.
I loved it.
That I keep buttoned up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I unbutton it, but not rarely.
Rarely.
Yes.
You're so funny.
And it's the cutest swimming suit. And I also cannot think of the last time where I ordered the swimming suit. I always go a size up. It arrived. I tried it on and loved it.
Slay. Mm-hmm. I love it. It was a strong year for bathing suits in our family.
Did you see my swimming suit? Did I show you?
No, you know what? I actually didn't see it.
I show my mom. And I show my sister.
Yeah.
It's got like a little ruffle sleeve.
Oh my gosh.
It's cute. It was blue. I'm describing something that no one is blue and white floral.
Right.
And I love a pattern on me because
your
eyes, it's not honing in on any one thing.
Where are we going? Watching the pattern. Oh, look at that pattern. Yeah. I get it.
It's a nice floral pattern. And then it's got like a little ruffle cap sleeve. And it zips.
I literally didn't see any part
like
of this.
Not like a zip up the whole way, but the zipper is,
right.
I don't know, like 8 inches long. It is so cute.
Okay, Anne, I saw your cover up, but I didn't know that this party was happening with your bathing suit. How fabulous.
Even Grammy's like, it's so cute. Why do you have your cover up button up? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will share it as well on the socials for everybody. I'm trying to think. I had a new bathing suit from Ralph Lauren. Elizabeth thought it was J. Crew. It looked like J. Crew.
I loved
it. But I loved it. And it was blue and white, so like it wasn't super too like
no, it didn't
red,
look,
white, and blue. You know,
and
like you could wear it the whole summer.
It wasn't navy. It was like a royal blue.
It's a royal blue.
And actually, everyone kind of coordinated because Elizabeth then had a J. Crew Factory one that tied with 2 bows on the shoulder.
Yep.
And then Catherine actually had a J. Crew Factory that was the same blue. That's so cute. We have it in different patterns too. It's got like the ruching.
Yeah.
And then Claire's friend Perry had on
the same bathing suit that she had on
with a 1 shoulder bow, and Claire had the same swimming suit. And we are really creative here in red.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them were like double
standing
next to each other.
You're right. In case you weren't sure
cute.
if the group was together, we all showed up in literally coordinating matching bathing suits. It
was
funny.
Really cute. And I had on a white button down cover up, and my sister had on a navy.
I mean, we don't even have to say it, and we all just sync up. It's amazing.
I guess it is red, white, and blue, but
yeah, but it was it was very coordinated. I didn't see another group
there
with
were
that coordination.
So many. No, I didn't either. There were so many cute little kids.
Lots of little kids.
Adorable little swimming suits, and I don't know. So cute.
So cute.
And then we were carrying that Target bag, the Gone Coastal.
Yes, I was getting a lot of compliments on that. You know, people were swiping over, or where did I post that? I think I shared it in a TikTok, and somebody was like, oh my gosh, like I have that Target bag. I will definitely link it if it's still available. It's just like a straw rattan, kind of woven. I love how we're describing things. We need to get a dictionary.
It's like charades.
Here. Seriously. And it's from Target. It was like $30, and it looks amazing.
It's really cute.
Really happy with that. Today I went on a date.
You know what? Why didn't we talk about this sooner? In fact, let's just talk about, if you've been listening for a while, the progress that our Emily Owen Bose has made in the communication department with boys.
Yeah. Yep. We've seen some progression. We've seen some improvement, and
an overall good report is what I would say.
Good report.
We're not looking for anything more than just communication.
Let's just be a functioning member of society.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you're saying hi. People have DM'd me, and they were like, I've been saying hi to other people. I love that. You know, it was just a text. It's somebody that you were reconnecting with a little bit.
Yeah.
And you just went for it. It was a lunch date. How cute is that?
I know. I got the text before I went to bed, said yes, woke up.
Talk about breezy.
No, I actually was. Even like, what is going on? I was so breezy these past 2 days.
I think it was the sun.
Low key.
I
don't know. So he was in town, and then I had a lunch date, and then I came home. So
I'm sure people would like to know more, but it was a good date.
Yeah. Like we ran into each other when we were in Nashville. Because he was also there. He went to Miami. So I don't know. It's just like there's nothing really to share, but I just wanted to throw that in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's like a lot to share, but for legal purposes, we can't. Elizabeth, oh my gosh, something funny that Elizabeth did on, I guess it was Monday night, because that's when Perry and Eric showed up.
Oh my gosh.
So Perry and Eric are just two of wonderful people, and we love them so dearly, and I feel like they're part of the family sometimes, and we've known them forever. They went to college with Claire, and they're married, and it's beautiful.
We know them because they're Claire's very good friends, and we've now taken them in
as
our friends.
Right. Yes. And so they were coming, and they were texting, and they were like, we're going to need a full update from Elizabeth on just the boy situation. And Eric, I would say, is very straightforward, needs to know the facts and gives really good advice. So she said, I'm going to put together a PowerPoint, or maybe somebody suggested it. Did he suggest it?
He said, and he was kind of laughing, and he said, really, so that I could keep track of the different characters in Elizabeth's life.
Right.
I would really love a PowerPoint. And he was being funny. So I come back, and I happened to be in the car with Claire when she was talking to him on the phone. And I relayed this to Elizabeth thinking it was funny.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, she has her laptop out, and I said, what are you doing? Because she's taking a couple classes. So I thought it was strange she had homework, because she was like diligently, I'm working on a PowerPoint. She cranked out
She made it so fast.
It was great. And we were talking about, I love PowerPoints.
I love PowerPoints. Why are they only limited to school and work? It was such an efficient and organized way to...
She put it up on the screen. She stood up there. We all frighteningly just listened to her as if we were taking a class, and she was teaching us. She had photos, visuals,
details, footnotes,
bullet points.
Yep.
And then anecdotal stories that went along with it.
It was 18 slides.
She kept, that's how long it was?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, there was like sub slides.
Dad and I actually came in after
maybe
it started.
13 slides.
I mean, I've lived all the stories, so I was happy that I didn't
so entertaining and so funny. Like if you have like a girls trip or like a bachelorette trip or just really you're getting together with friends, do a PowerPoint.
You know what? That's a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen this, by the way, I've seen this before online, like of doing, people sometimes like get a topic and they have to like make whatever. But just like,
well, Perry said that she has a group from her sorority, maybe like her big and her grand big and something, and they will just give each other updates that are pretty detailed. And I think it's an email.
She said she sends out like a monthly newsletter email to her friends. And then they were like, well, you know, we got the PowerPoint, so we're caught up. But moving forward, there is ongoing characters and storylines. Like we would like monthly, even maybe weekly emails. So then you could bring it back down to just, you know, written word of updates once everyone's been caught up. It was hilarious. So funny. I highly recommend it. Really gets a party going.
It kind of does.
Totally does. Yeah. And it's sometimes like, you know, when you're out to dinner and you're like, okay, and then and then you're pulling up Instagram pictures. No, take, 10 minutes.
And they were like there were group photos in some cases, and then they would be like, okay, zoom in to see.
And we were taking it Eric and Perry were taking it very seriously.
Yeah, and it was all
because
about
some of this they've lived through, like, you know, with some of the summer romances, they've met some of the people, some of the old boyfriends. So it's good to do this with people who
really Grammy and Papa would love it, like to get a visual on different friends and who they are.
You're right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it either if your child, I don't know how you get someone who's going off to college, you know, to be like, okay, honey, on
when
Sunday night I'm going to need a PowerPoint.
Yes, yeah.
But it's like,
no, I mean, they have to be willing to do it. Like she wanted to do it, and that's what made it even funnier.
And it was funny.
It was so funny.
It was really
She's also
cute.
just like a good storyteller.
Yes.
So that was like another little tiny tidbit that I thought I'd share with the podcasters. I felt like this group would really find it hilarious. So yeah, do you have anything else that we can think of? I mean, we could just keep rambling on, but
I did run home today, and my boxwood are dead on either side of the faux ones up in the window boxes, and I pulled them out and threw them out. And I will tell you, I was thinking about bringing the spray upstairs.
Yeah, were you? I was gonna say, did you just think about spraying the dead ones so that?
Well, here's the only thing. I thought about it, but it's the second floor, and I could bring cardboard out. But the downside, what is that phrase? Like, it's the devil.
Choose the devil you know.
Choose the devil you know. And I was like, I need to just throw them out, because what if the spray, because it's like, spray paint, what if it got on the siding? So then I had green siding or whatever. So I did throw them out, but now when I backed out, I have 3 faux boxwood and nothing on either side.
It's so hard to keep up.
You can't do everything.
You can't do everything. You have to choose your battles, choose your boxwood.
So many weeds. I pulled a few.
It's okay. We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
We're on island time. We're not on island.
Right.
We're on lake time.
Exactly. So you do what you can do. But
totally.
But the good news is I do have those 3 faux, because otherwise I would just have empty window boxes.
Empty window boxes. Yes. Well, thank you for that update. We really appreciate that as well.
Sure.
So I think that's our show for today. And everything that we have to share, and we will be back on our schedule for this coming Monday. I hope you all can make it through this week.
I know you can do it.
You can do it, and I hope you all had a fabulous 4th of July. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bose & Company. Thank you, Anne, for coming back and bookending this wonderful moving journey. And I'm so happy that I was there to support you in any way I could.
You were a great help, and thank you for
it was an honor
me.
to be there. It was an honor to be in your presence. Yes, and thank you so much, everyone at home, for listening. That's our show. And remember, say it with me, and that everything is in fact
always better
with a bow. Bye now.